So if your law school grades aren't the best and you are looking for a job in a law firm, I got 3 things for you to focus on because not all hope is lost if you don't have the best grades in the world. I failed 8 classes when I was in law school, and even though I ended up getting 3 HDs in my last semester, still had a hard time finding a job mainly because the failed grades were in my academic transcript, so I got you. Welcome to another episode of Law and Law School Unpacked and Unfiltered, where I either unpack or unfilter something in law, and today we're going to do a little bit of both. First things. While grades are important, they aren't the only thing that's going to be determining how good of a lawyer you're going to be or how good of a worker that you're going to be. Keep that in mind. The first thing that you are going to focus on getting is a lot more experience, both law firms experience and non-law firm experience. Because here's the thing, regardless of what work experience that you do, you are going to be building transferable skills, and that's your keyword, transferable skills, that you will be able to apply in any law firm job. For example, you work in retail, you build a lot of customer service skills. Those are really good transferable skills for when you deal with clients as a lawyer. Like say you work in hospitality. You gotta be prompt, you gotta be efficient, you gotta be organized, you gotta have good time management. All important skills for when you work in a law firm. Let's say you volunteer anywhere. You're building people skills, you're building communication skills. When you focus on building that experience, you also simultaneously build on the skills, the transferable skills that law firms look for when they are hiring for a role. And actually, you know what? Number 1 and number 2 actually go in together, because the second one that you're gonna focus on building are your skills. Which obviously you get the skills from the experience. Now the third most important part is selling yourself. Selling yourself in your resumes, selling yourself in your cover letters, selling yourself during the interview. And this is regardless of if you have law firm experience and if you don't have law firm experience. That's why when you are putting in a job application, when you're doing your resume and your cover letters, you are going to make sure that you know how to explain how your past experience, the skills you built from that, can help you apply it into the law firm role. That is no different in the interviews as well. I hear it all the time. You can have the best resume on earth, but if you don't know how to sell yourself, you don't know how to properly explain how you can use your skills and your experience and how you can bring it in to the role that you have applied for, it's going to be a little bit more tricky. And this is especially important if you feel like you don't have the best grades. I didn't have the best grades. Obviously, I failed 8 classes in law school. My academic transcript, you will see the 8 failures. That's why I had to heavily rely on the work experience I had, the skills that I had. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, grades are important. You should strive for good grades when you're in law school. But that is, and I die on this hill every single day, that is not going to be the only thing that will determine how good of a worker that you're going to be. And the law firms out there, there will be law firms out there